Hello everybody, the Great Dino Ranger here again, back with another review. We're going to take a look at the next thing that I got for my birthday, and that is the Jurassic World Dino Trackers Danger Pack Austroraptor. So this is a brand new raptor species introduced into the Mattel line, and this is a very interesting one because Austroraptor is a weird raptor with a long snout, so I'm really excited to have this new species and take a closer look at it. So based on the box here, it's part of the desert environment, which this is I think my first desert environment dinosaur of the Dino Trackers line in my collection, so that's really cool. You can see the desert looking background in the back, blue and beta in the corners, the Jurassic World and Dino Trackers logos. But yeah, very cool, the normal Dino Tracker stuff we've been seeing. And then same with the back, it just shows you the other dinosaurs you can get, the logos, a bunch of legal information, and some facts app info as well. So nothing too special there. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this figure. Alrighty, so here we have the Austroraptor out of the box. This is a very nice looking new dromaeosaur for the Mattel line, like I said before. I really like the sculpt of this thing. I think it's very cool and it's very unique, you know, because it's a new dromaeosaur or raptor species. But I'm super happy just to have a new raptor added to the collection. Actually, not only that, just a new non-movie raptor, because this guy has never appeared in any movies, and this is the first time Mattel has given us a brand new dromaeosaur that hasn't been in the movies. All the past ones have been in movies, so this is really cool. Just by taking a look at it, they definitely took a more Jurassic Park approach with it, because they gave it less feathers and kind of focused more on just a featherless body, you know, kind of just focused on the overall just skin. And actually the overall look really reminds me of a real life, or the scientifically accurate looking velociraptor. You know, it has like that smaller build and the longer snout like a real velociraptor would have. But obviously it has a longer snout because that's a famous characteristic of Austroraptor. But it also gives me like the Disney's dinosaur velociraptors vibe. It has like that certain look to it. So I think that's pretty cool there. Overall, I really like this thing. So Austroraptor was, yes, a raptor, like I've been saying numerous times already. But I believe it might have been a fish eater because of its longer snout, but also the way its teeth were shaped. Could have been more for like aquatic diets, which is pretty cool. Very different than your normal raptors that would just go on, you know, eating meat and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. But taking a look at the sculpt here, it's a very nice generic looking raptor. The overall body is kind of raptor-like. It may be a little bit more slim in some areas, but obviously the head is different from the other previous raptors. So you can see the longer snout looking face here, which looks really nice. You get the little nostrils right here. The eyes are nicely sculpted with a little ear hole. Some nice little scales going on right here, and a little bit on the lower jaw, more like textures rather than scales. Same with here. So the head here is less scaly. It's more smooth, which is very interesting, but it doesn't take away from the detail of the overall figure. Here at the top, you got some more scale work on the top there. And looking inside the mouth, lots of nicely, beautifully sculpted teeth, which look really nice, much like a raptor. Then you got the tail that's sculpted there, and then the roof of the mouth, which is slightly sculpted, not too much, not like the other figures. And then here at the back of the head, you got some nice little structures going on here. I believe those are feathers of some sort, so like a really different, unique looking feather arrangement on the back of the head there, which looks pretty cool. I'm assuming they're feathers unless they're like armored plates or something, and yet again, very unique choice to add on a raptor. And then you got some more texture, like skin texture on the neck with some little folds and wrinkles right here, with some little hanging structures right there. Pretty much like that all the way around. Other than on the underside, it's just more like this lined, wrinkly texture, which looks really nice all throughout. And then moving on with the arms here, very muscular, nice muscle definition there. Some little bumps sticking out right there in the skin, and some nice texture going throughout with some nice sculpted hands right here. Very raptor-like indeed. and you got a little bit of some feathers or some at least quill-like structures on the ends of the arms there. So I guess this part right here and possibly right here are like the only feathers on this raptor, which make it look pretty cool. Kind of have like the limit feathered look like the Jurassic Park male raptors from JP3. Then all throughout the body, it's a nice texture, skin looking texture all throughout, which looks really cool. Kind of gives me vibes of the way the original Jurassic Park raptors were sculpted. They have like less scales but more like wrinkly skin texture, and you got a little bit of some spines right here coming out of the spine area, which looks really nice. Very interesting there. And you got a little bit more right here, and then overall the entire body is covered in like these rough spots and bumps, which feel and look really cool as well. And they kind of continue this part to the tail, and then they kind of stop and it's just all rough skin. And then you got a lot right here on the leg. And then here on the body, you can see a little bit of the ribs, not too much, but nice muscle definition and just overall sculpt work throughout. And then here's the leg, nice muscle definition and texturing. And it looks really nice. And the feet, classic dromaeosaur raptor feet going on there, nicely sculpted. And there's the dew claw right there. They don't look oversized like the Pyroraptors, so they look actually very well proportionate to this entire figure right here. So Austroraptor in real life was a pretty large dromaeosaur, and that's why it's in this, you know, size range, because it is kind of big next to a human, even though it could have been just a little bit bigger, maybe the same size as that juvenile Carnotaurus that we've gotten last year from the Dominion line. But you know, overall it's a nice little figure right here, a nice addition to the Jurassic collection. Here is the scan code right there. So yeah, there's that. And then the colors, I love the colors on this thing. Kind of gives me some Jurassic Park 3 raptor vibes, at least the male variants, because of that little stripe that goes down. But I love the colors, very desert-like, like the package was showing, I guess. You got like this nice beige, sandy, deserty color, which fits perfect. And you got this nice brown coloration around the eye head area right here. And it kind of stripes down the neck a little bit to at least past the legs. And then it stops there. And then the full forearms right here are all in that same color. And I like how it's two different stripes right there, so it's revealing like another white line, even though it's the same color as the skin, which looks really nice. And you got a little bit of some reddish orange color for the top of the head, and sprinkled a little bit past the eyes there, and then obviously the eyes are that same color, but really nice. I really love the colors on this thing. And then the teeth are painted in the normal yellowish color like all the other dinosaurs, with some nice pinky fleshy color for the tongue, and then the gum flaps. Nothing for the roof of the mouth, unfortunately, but yeah, the paint overall is really good. I don't see any sloppiness on mine. Maybe the eyes aren't full-on centered, but they're not terrible. Like, you're not going to get distracted. Same with the teeth. The teeth are pretty painted for the most part. But yeah, really nice paint job, nice sculpt work. Very impressed with this figure, and I'm super happy to have this species, because I don't really have any like this. So in terms of articulation, we got a head or a neck joint right here, which can make it go up and down. So nice drinking and looking around poses. It can rotate, but it's very stiff on mine for some reason. So if yours is stiff, I'd say be very careful. You don't want to force it, but you get some nice little motion there. And then obviously the jaw is very posable. You get some nice wide shots. Very bird-like though. Look at that head. It's very bird-like, so you can definitely see why at least this figure, it'd be more of a fish eater rather than a eating live prey. I'm sure it did that too, but you know, it's more specialized into eating aquatic prey. And then the arms here can go forwards and backwards, the normal, you know, attack pack sized articulation right there. The legs can also go pretty much full 360, but it's kind of stiff in some areas, so do be careful with that. And then you got a tail articulation right there. But yeah, that's basically it. So basic, you know, articulation. For comparisons, we'll take a look at a bunch of stuff here. So here we have the Austroraptor next to a human, and this isn't necessarily full-on accurate. Like I said before, Austroraptor was a pretty large raptor at that. Maybe not Utah raptor size, but I do believe it was slightly bigger than your normal Jurassic Park velociraptor or Austroraptor. It was a pretty fairly sized dromaeosaur. So this size right here just makes it look like a normal Jurassic Park raptor size. It looks like any raptor from the Jurassic franchise is always going to be these size, I guess, next to humans. So, but other than that, you know, it fits perfect. It's good for what it is, even though it's not necessarily accurate. All right, next up, we're going to compare all the other raptors that Mattel has given us and compare it to this Austroraptor. So here we have Velociraptor next to Austroraptor, and they are basically the exact same size. So here we got blue right there. And then here we have the smallest of the bunch, and that's the Pyroraptor, and these look very cool together. It would have been cool if literally this entire Austroraptor was sculpted in the same way as this Pyroraptor, like literally covered in this amount of feathers, except the head and colors would be different, and obviously the feet. I would have liked that. I think that would be really cool to get like another fully feathered raptor that's not a Pyroraptor. So I think in the future, I think it'd be really cool if Mattel just gave us fully feathered raptors that are not a Pyroraptor. I think that'll be pretty interesting to compare it. And here is the Austroraptor compared with an Austroraptor, which is probably the largest of the bunch in canon, but also with these figures. So here they are together, and they look really nice, much like the other ones. And here is all of the raptors from Mattel compared next to each other. And we got a pretty good little pack and a pretty good variety of different raptor species from Mattel here. And I'm really looking forward for Mattel on making more. There's so many different raptor species out there that I think would be really cool for Mattel to tackle and then add it to well, this pack of different raptors, and I think that'd be pretty cool to see. All right, everyone, so that's about to wrap it up for this review. For my final thoughts on this Austroraptor, I love it. It's nice to get another raptor in the Mattel line and to add it with all the other Mattel raptors that we've gotten throughout the years. And yeah, just a very awesome and well done figure from Mattel. The colors, the detail, it fits perfectly with this figure. And the fact that Mattel is making these dinosaurs colors based off of environments, I think that's really cool too. So if I go anywhere in the world that has like a desert looking environment, this Austroraptor is definitely a candidate of something to bring to take pictures with. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys again for the next one.